Welcome to the Expert Talks by Calkine TV. I'm Sage, and today's guest is the CEO of tech aggregator Lakeba, Mr. Giuseppe Porcelli. And Lakeba invest their time, capabilities, capital and resources to craft ideas into realities, partnering with household names like Mirvac, Stockland, Microsoft and more, accelerating the transformation of digital technologies into valuable businesses, as their website says. With some big names in their portfolio, including Bricklet and EasyDocs, they're making the most of the shift towards large-scale digitisation. So keep watching to hear more about this innovative investment entity. Bringing you live today, we have Mr. Giuseppe Porcelli, CEO of Lakeba. Welcome to the show, Giuseppe.
Hi, Sage. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for making time for the show today, and congratulations for being recognised as one of the fastest growing fintechs in the Asia Pacific by the Financial Times. What was the inspiration behind this innovative business venture?
Inspiration. The inspiration was my immediate perception when I moved over to Australia with my family in 2014, understanding straight away that the background and the environment was mainly investing still in mining, so in all the school stuff and matters. And meantime, I realized that the country was full of brilliant minds and great entrepreneurs. So I said to myself, I should build an environment that can pull together these two parts and make them working together at the same table, same desk, and building the future for Australia. So exporting technology, and that is where we're focusing on exporting technology from Australia. So my inspiration was the mining industry still there and the technology just waiting to explode.
Wow, what an exciting epiphany to reach, to see that you can make this two things become one and explode into a huge business for yourself. Congratulations. And it's been a big year
Thanks.
for Lakeba, obviously with your US launch. How does this connect with your strategic objectives?
Well, US is a huge country, as we already know, right? It's 20 times bigger than Australia in terms of population. And if you really want to export technology on global scale, you need to validate your products, not just in house, but as well on international lens, right? So US is the most efficient way to grow, and the most efficient way to demonstrate what we're building down under here. And the first office that we have internationally opened was back in 2017 in London. Then we also opened something in India, later on in Italy, my place where I come from. But recently the decision to move into the US because we believe that our products are mature enough now for the big audience.
Amazing. And you also have a new board. How will this help to create shareholder value for Lakeba, please?
Well, the board, they work for the shareholders, right? They are, on behalf of the shareholder, making sure that the governance of an organization like Lakeba is well structured, that it's managing properly the funds and investments that institutional and family offices, private wealth people, they do into the company. So the board look after the executive key people that needs all the time to be motivated and to be inquired by how the business is growing and is going. In our specific case, we had to reinforce our existing great board by getting on board people like Greg West with US NASDAQ experience, considering our expansion over there. And at the same time, we onboarded recently Oliver Tracevski, former managing director of Mollis Australia, one of the most successful capital managers in the country, just to help us with the growth that we have on our radar. So the board is critical to a business. If the board is not made by key strategic members, that doesn't add any value. In our case, it's just the opposite. We really rely on them.
Yes, the directorate really does have a huge impact on the business operations. And you have a highly commendable portfolio of digital ventures, with many gaining in popularity, such as Bricklet and EasyDocs. How do you identify and conceive such a wide range of ideas?
Well, two ways. Seiji working with partners, understanding their gaps and where they spending too much, for example, or they need too long time to deliver something to their client base. But at the same time, talking of innovation, we built back in 2016. A neural network infrastructure that is helping us to identify software developers' sentiment using AI and ML, and that is suggesting us on what subjects those developers are working on. So when we combine what the market is looking for and what software developers are looking at, we combine the two things and we try to pull out of the best idea for the next wave of products that the business build.
And I think being able to stay ahead of the pack and predict those trends is a very important part of your job. And that's, I suppose, what gives Lakeba its prowess and its strong force. How does Lakeba's innovative AI or artificial intelligence also assist to identify key factors that help engineer a startup, for example, to maximize their growth potential?
Yeah, in very high level way. Imagine those software developers around the world talking about new developments, right? What they do as a first step is to question and answer on open forums, for example. And what we have built is a massive presence on a global network infrastructure that is provided to us by Microsoft. And we analyze those question and answer. And with some very great algorithmic, we are able to identify what is the sentiment, if they struggle to build that solution for the customer or what. And we try to predict what is the trend, right? Because if a software developer is working for one of his clients on researching how to do something, that something maybe it's the next solution to be built and to be commercialized. And that's what is a Lakeba role. We identify what has to be conceived, what has to be created and commercialized.
That's fantastic. Timing is an important factor in your industry, and Lakeba is involved with partnerships, co-creating with major industry players such as Mirvac, News Corp, Microsoft and Stockland. Those are huge names. How important are these partnerships in fintech, and how do they develop Lakeba's growth strategy, please?
Well, I will summarize the answer saying that there is no success idea independently from how great it's the idea, if you don't have the right distribution partner. Talking of Bricklet, for example, our fractionalizing platform for a property market, right? Without large players like the Mirvac and Stockland, we will never hit the market, right? We will have just an amazing idea down a garage, but no one on market evangelizing that. So the partnership in our world is the most efficient way to get the product on market, to evangelize it, to make that adoptions such a straightforward process rather than 10 years journey where maybe you don't know even where you end up to.
Very interesting. It's such a wonderful space to watch with small companies being bought by bigger companies and growing together, collaborations and mergers and acquisitions in the fintech space. It's a very interesting thing to follow. Giuseppe, we're about to close off the discussion. Were there any last comments you'd like to share with the viewers?
Oh, yes. I think my personal comment for the viewers is that we are just in the middle of Australian's evolution, moving away from the old school industries to the future, that is the technology. Recently, players like Afterpay, Atlassian, and many others are demonstrating how good we are over here in terms of building the future. So I will invite and incentivize my colleagues and other technology builders like us to continue to enforce and to look forward together how to build a stronger Australia for the future.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful way to finish off the discussion. And the tech industry is pronouncing the creation of jobs in such an amazing way. And we have to thank those people who are in the positions to make jobs for the future. So thank you, Giuseppe, for your time today.
Thank you very much, Seiji. Bye.
Enjoy your day. So, viewers, if you just joined us, we had a very informative and inspiring discussion with the CEO of Lakeba, Mr. Giuseppe Porcelli. Please watch the full interview at YouTube via Kalkine Media's channel, and keep watching Kalkine TV for more market updates, expert talks. Till the next episode, stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkine.